Hello, everyone. This is Floxcat. Um, okay, so this is definitely a weird. It is definitely a weird stream going on right now because, oh boy. So I know I need to shut up about this, but since I'm stupid, like let's be real, like I am sometimes, we're gonna actually talk about this. And before I start, just note that this is just a video for me to vent. So, and what I'm going to talk about is real. Um, I actually talked about these things before. And usually, I know this is weird, but it's kind of funny because I wanted to explain why I have been depressed. Because last video I did, not the last live stream, but the prior one, involving a freaking snow globe. I can put this up like this. Like, by the way, yeah, it looks good, right? Like when you put it down, it just moves its snow globe. Like it's pretty cool, especially at night. Like, let me turn off the lights. I know this is not possible that big, but I just wanted to try to keep this at least, entertaining and all that. I don't think you can see it because of the lighting or whatever. Whatever. Um, I'll be right back too. I gotta get some water, but then I'll talk about what's going on because, yeah, let's just say I kind of need to. I feel like I really do need to get this out and stuff because I want to at least, if you can still hear me, which I think you can, I want to kind of, you know, go in depth into why I've been, feeling depression, kind of. Because recently I've been, kind of been down lately. Very good water. And I kind of wanted to, do us all a favor and kind of explain why I have been down, also some problems, and kind of explain what's been going on with the channel, as some may be very much new, and kind of explain some recent problems I've been having, some which I already talked about beforehand, which aren't a big deal, but I do want to point them out. And others are one that is stuck in my fucking brain. Also, kind of explain, what's been going on. Trying to explain, why I've been down lately. So, despite that, it's supposed to be Christmas month, but yet at the first part of the month, I'm fucking down. And there's a lot of reasons. There's plenty of reasons why. And I really need to get this off my chest. And the best way to do so is to literally do a video like this. I want to do a complete video. Nope. Trying to get some things and word from word try to explain what's been going on. Kind of explain. I will kind of repeat things that I've talked about in the past, but I feel like, and as you probably guess, one of the main issues is it's actually affecting me. And just kind of want to, in general, explain what the channel's going for, what I'm doing, and what I'm planning to do. So first off and foremost, what's been going on with Floxcat? And there's a couple of major things that have been going on. Mostly, let me just be honest with you. This year has sucked for me. It hasn't been a very fucking good year for me for multitude of reasons, which I wish wasn't the case, but unfortunately it is, and it sucks. Like, there have been some good things, positive things, but there have also been negative things. Like, way too many negative things. Like, I've been under a lot of stress this year. That's being honest. Which is kind of fucked up because last year many people, including myself, were already under a lot of stress, and yet this year I've been under a lot of stress for a multitude of reasons, mainly to many things that have been like literally at the start of this year I was like happy, looking for the future, looking hopeful, and now I'm back to literally square one this year, ready to get this shit over with. I even like, let me bring out something, hopefully I won't get in trouble showing at least some of this. I'll try. I literally got my heart calendar ready. I'm going to show that off too much. And ready to put it up on my wall in my bedroom. Like, seriously, I am that desperate and ready to get this over with. That's how bad I am. Really, really am serious how big deal I am ready for freaking 2021 to get fucking over with. Because this year has been bad for me. Like, there are still some good things that happen, but at the same time, a lot of bad stuff happened. And I'll probably just go move the calendar. One last look. Here it is. I finally got it done. I'm not going to show the rest of it because of reasons. And here's also this. And I kind of wanted to explain literally everything because I kind of want to explain some things. And I kind of do want to do this because I really do. So let's go ahead and get started with one big thing I want to talk about. And that big thing is why I have been down actually recently. And to be perfectly honest, there's actually a couple of reasons. First off and foremost, um, the first biggest reason why I've been down is because even though it's not that big of a deal, is that a certain anniversary is coming up. The first year anniversary of an incident that happened. And that incident was when I did, what was that video even called? By the way, it was the last video I did ever, truly um tackling the whole candle called That Feels. Now, if you guys don't know the backstory of that, I have talked about that backstory tons of times, but I am going to do it again. I'll go ahead and make quick notes. For those who do not know, there is a YouTube channel run by a guy who I actually won't say his name now because you pretty much already know once I said the channel's name. Goes by Dad Feels or Dad or whatever the fuck they call it now. I don't care what the fuck they call it. And a couple of years ago, I was actually originally a subscriber, but however shit hit the fan, I started using I pretty much, the best way to describe it is I misunderstood something, which I still believe I did, because really it should have been reworded. It's not even trying to mispronunciation. The person should have said it. And let's just say, long story short, while I wasn't trying to fully game jack, I did in fact game jack, which I know how hypocritical that sounds, but it's the truth. But even then, I wasn't even trying to do that because I was just got, so cut off. And what ended up happening was I began making enemies with that person for no reason. Because he said something that I thought was believable, so I did that, but apparently it counted as game jacking because he hypocritically changed his words. And then in the end, I was really upset to the point where he mocked me on the screen, which I have proof. I even show it in my videos beforehand. And man, looking back at those videos, oh man, like at least I grown out. But pretty much doing all that it was pretty much a disaster. And hold on. My freaking computer is blasting all the emails at me like for no reason, knowing that I'm fucking streaming. And to make a long story fucking short, the peak of it, which happened not today, but in a couple of days, it'll be like in the 7th, I remember, happened when I did a video trying to defend someone for speaking out on his own free speech. Even though now looking back at it, that guy is probably just needs some help, because what I'm looking at right now, I'm still subscribed to him, and his content isn't that bad, but I question if he's going to, is he's like, what the fuck? I'm not even going to say who it is, but I did a video kind of back up his complaint, because he was complaining about a channel known as Nexpo, and we all know who that is, and their recent videos. And another thing, I will back up and admit that I was kind of a little bit wrong in some ways, because I didn't understand the full situation. However, I still back up to the point where I won't even explain what happened. If you don't know what happened, let me just say for a record, the best way to describe it is they did an ending on a video, Nexpo did, that was actually fucked up. I don't care who you are or what you are, no matter what, it was fucked up. I get that they were trying to pull out a message, but you don't do that, because I'll still back this up. I'm surprised even to this day that YouTube still had that video up despite that ending. But that's probably because we're also dealing with the same fucking people who, no offense, even though, definitely no offense, because they did the right thing, went a little bit too haywire over something that I won't go into. It was still good, but really they tried to go in a war with YouTube because they removed it. It's just, I don't want to get into details. It's really a messed up story about that, and it's not even bad. You probably know what I'm referring to. And let's be real here, they were in the right on that end, of course, because YouTube, even though nowadays at this point YouTube is just going to go, so really you can't really argue with them anymore. They just fucking removed the like button, for Christ's sake, so you know you can't really think, what did oh hey God Ultimate Account, what did Nexpo do? I don't want to go into details on what he did, God account. And he just came in at a good time. I was actually explaining one of the first things. I was trying to get into it. But Nexpo, let me just say, like I said, I won't describe details, but at ending of a certain video, which for the most part of that video now was justifiable. I won't go into details because A, it's literally rated M for mature. That's how bad it was, and especially the situation. Which, but B, because I really don't want to get into it. It's very much no longer my business. However, at the end of the video, he pretty much, the best way to describe it is he tried to do a whole purge thing. I am not making this up. And it pissed off a lot of people, including one certain person who I won't name because A, I think he really need to get off the rails here, and B, because I already caused him enough trouble, and I'll get to that in a bit. However, what ended up happening was I made a video about explaining and trying to defend that person who did a video saying that Nexpo may need to cool it off. And then I will admit, I probably throw myself in the fire of that. And to make a very long, messy story short, especially for the first part of this year, and then, what coming up this week on the December 7th, they almost forced me to kick the bucket, is the best way I can put it, without getting my ass kicked off the stream, if you know what I mean. And yes, I am not joking, I'll repeat it. They literally almost made me forcefully kick my own bucket, if you get what I'm saying. Because I can't say it because of reasons, I guess, I don't know. But literally, obviously went to the point of driving me insane. And, really, let me see if I can try to somehow put this into a perspective that makes sense. Okay, chat. And honestly, I can see you say, yeah, and this is what I mean. If you see what I'm saying, that's the best way I can put it. By the way, that happened. And there's a lot of worse stuff. I don't want to get into details, but the fact that they even allow that or did worst, because I have thing, and even then, what ended up happening at the beginning of the year later on, which actually is the first major thing that happened this year, that people were still harassing me. The person who made that video now had to delete his video. Because probably I begged him to do it, which is a good thing, and I still thank him for it because I know I caused him a lot of shit trouble. But B, because I bet a lot of bucks, a lot of people were also ordering him to do it, so I don't know what that end I truly don't know because that was on his term. I just completely asked him because it was driving me insane. But the first thing is, and the reason why I'm bringing all this story back up is actually, to be honest, this is actually why. Because I really thought, and I probably am already did it now, but I wanted to do a separate video looking back on that, a 1 year later look back. But as you may guess, due to how traumatic that was, like it was seriously traumatic, that I guess I already did it, even though hypocritically, with this. But I realized I didn't want to. That was pondering in my mind. Like I really want to do a backtrack and do a much more better video of explaining what happened, because definitely looking back at it now, and even one of my other stories, which I'll tell about today, because I'm also talking about how this year sucked for me. I admit I was in some wrongs, but to my offense, and this is the only offense, which I know is not a good offense or excuse, I was just being misled. I really was being misled. I was literally not understanding. And let's be real, I wasn't even trying to truly cause harm at first time. But after they pushed me, and after it became very, like, it's a whole messy story. But holy crap, with the nurse story in tail, which I'll talk about later, at least I didn't do cause any more trouble than it should. And I'm still shocked that this didn't even shoot them. I'm not even surprised, though, that many people forgot about it. Because it's fine if they did forgot about it. Because, they're not going to listen. I don't think no one, and I'll explain why I know this. But pretty much what I now learn is once there's a certain fan base, some people just get too toxic and they don't want to listen. They really don't. Trust me, I now fully know this. That's why I try to keep my channel toxic free at all costs. Because let's be honest, I don't want fucking toxic in any people's crap. It's just being truthful. However, that's not the only thing that happened this year, and honestly, that's kind of like also a beginning thing. But that's one of the reasons also why I've been down, because I really was thinking if I would do a video. I guess I kind of did with this, kind of explain that story, but I want to do something bigger, but I decided, fuck it, and let's not do it, unless hypocritically this, which I do kind of a little bit of hypocrisy. But really, I don't want to do, like, for example, like I said, I'm just doing a screen to camera thing, not showing proof. Or because there is proof, but I'm not showing it. I'm not going boom, 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 trying to go insane, trying to point out anything. Just want to talk about it. So the first actual sucky thing that happened this year was my fallout with who, Luna Princess Ninjago. Now, for those who do not know, which I bet some of you who are new do not know, Princess Luna Ninjago is an animator who, let's just say, looking back at it now, I still respect and support her artwork. However, nowadays I'm starting to realize it's probably best that I did fall out. But it still sucked on how I did because I truly support. I did like her artwork, and I still do, even though I haven't seen it. I'll get into why. However, shit hit the fan literally at the beginning of, literally at March. This is actually the first thing that happened this year. And fun fact, this is what actually been also at least one of the major thing that has been literally haunting my brain ever since. And this is because, if you guys don't know, I was a huge fan of her. And I have proof of this because you can just go search it up. I even made a Princess Ninjago fan club for DeviantArt because that's her main place. So why am I fall out with her? Well, honestly, and I'll still say this because unlike the whole dad feel crap and Nexpo crap, this is actually all her fault. I will admit I did have some flaws with it, but mainly it's more her fault because and I hate to say this, I really do hate to say this, but holy crap, she is a bitch. She was literally, and I hate to say that because that is very rude, but it's just being truthful. So you might be wondering, Vlogscat, what do you mean? I can't even show this off. I even have proof of showing this off too, which just shows how I'm not really in the wrong with all this. Yes, I was in the wrong with one thing, but hell no, I was never in the wrong with anything. And what happened was, and here's what happened. So, as you guys know, and by the way, I haven't done this yet. I probably need to get back into it. But as you know, at the beginning of the year, and I guess also getting near last year or something. I don't know. I think it was in January when I started this. But I started putting out disc tracks. Well, not disc tracks, more like 3DS tracks, I guess. But anyway, I was putting out music because that was another mixed thing. Because we all know at this point, this is just a mixed channel. It got all sorts of crap you want to see. And Vest Attack. Who the flip are you? I don't know. Anyways, what happened was I release, at least at this right now, 3 albums. There is Love with Guns and no, it's Love with Roses, which is actually my favorite song. It's my first one, and it actually came out really well. I love it still. My first album. Then SCP 399, and hell yes, that's actually a track. I made a track for a SCP thing. And literally even blah blah blah. But that's my second track. And the third track, and this is where things get fucked up though. The third track was actually dedicated towards Princess Luna Ninjago because, and here's what happened. So, and there's also some hypocrisy too, which is what I want to say. So for the albums, I use just other pictures from, clip art pictures. Like for example, Guns N' Roses, I use Ifia, if I'm saying her name correctly, from Guilty Gear, which actually inspired me to make the song and title. Same thing with also SCP 399. I used a picture from the Foundation Wiki, which is the only picture for it, but let's be real. If you haven't seen what SCP 3999 is, go look it up and try to figure it out because holy crap, it's confusing. Like, a backstory is at least explainable, but holy crap. But of course, my point is, yes, and I still probably will still do that. And like I said, the track was dedicated. I wasn't truly trying to steal her artwork. It was actually for a dedication towards her. Because let's be real, as many people know, when I mean super fan, I am super fan. I actually was drawing a bunch of art for her because I love her characters. I even did a spin-off comic called Witchcraft based around her characters and stuff. And what ended up happening is, and I even did like at least 4 tracks on that album, probably 3 or more, I don't know. But still, the whole point was the album was for her. I probably mean 2, I don't know. I don't remember. But I know I did also another one in Love with Roses. What ended up happening, though, is apparently she got all messed up and she was like, bro, what the actual F are you doing? You're using my artwork that is mine, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? I've been used your artwork before. And what I mean by that is when I started also doing these screams and also doing other things, like for her like videos, I've been using her freaking art. Like literally, I have been using her art. There's ultimate proof of that. But now, as thumbnail, by the way, if you're getting confused. But now you're complaining about this? Like, and I was shocked. I'm like, what? Because I'll admit the track was edited because it was supposed to be like an album track, of course. But still, that was confusing. So to make a long story short, we got into an argument, or probably one first argument, because I admit, I also flipped out. I even showed proof of it. But basically, at the same time, I literally finally snapped at her, because the problem with her is apparently she does not interact with her fans as much. And let's be real, I may be in the fault with that, but at least I have an excuse. At least I showed my face. At least I try to do these things for you guys and stuff. And hell, I even make shout outs and do things and blah, blah, blah. However, she doesn't. She really does not do well with that stuff. And I was telling her, hey, if really I don't understand why you're doing this, because I'm now feeling like I'm being used. And actually, it turns out, and it still is, I will still argue this to this day, I was being used. I was being used by her. And I think that was the case, because she was very upset of it, me pointing all that out. And she then, like, made this whole boo-hoo, whatever, blah, 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 get some help or something. Because, I'm not a saint either. I mean, shoot, I even show it off. That's how honest I am. And the worst part is, looking back at it now, here's one big honesty that unfortunately doesn't have proof, but I know it did happen. So a couple of years ago, we did this collaboration of a Super Smash Brothers battle thing. However, he lied and said that he won most of those matches, but in actuality, I won 2 of those matches. She only said that I only won 1. So basically, my point is, and I don't think he's a bad person, but she is being a bitch. And that's being honest. And the worst part is, the reason why this is affecting me so much is I want to move on. I want to move on away from her. However, it's becoming to the point, because here's the thing. Like I said, I created that account, that club thing, and I stated before, and I'll say it again, and yes, I am a dumbass for not doing this, but I want to delete that account or push it back to someone else, because the problem is, now these people in that fan club wants their artwork put out on that thing. Problem is, I'm trying to move away from Princess Luna Ninjago as best as I can. And the worst part is, I want an apology from her, because I feel like really she used me. In fact, that she doesn't understand that. Like, you can't use someone like that. That's literally is using. And the problem is, she does not realize that this is a real world. Okay, we have, like, in what I mean by also use is pretty much she would message me on Facebook as a messenger, that app. And she will always talk about, her feelings. Like, here's the thing. The reason why I'm also kind of annoyed that I'm doing this, because I won't blame you, because I know exactly what's going on in your head when I'm doing this video. Because really, I need to shut the fuck up and get my life straight. Which I'm trying to do with this, of course. But at least I'm willing to accept that. In fact, really, you should not be showing off your mental state that much on the internet that much, unless, you just gotta do a comment and stuff. Like, for example, I'm a perfect example. When I do, like, explain some things, I do try to keep moving forward and stuff. And I still will. I'm not giving up. I'm not going to give up on this channel. The problem was, for her, she's been, like, so crying. Like, there's multiple times where she was, like, she put this one dumb video where she removed, saying that, oh, boo-hoo, I'm going to delete my channel because of blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it started also getting annoying because, woman, you don't give up. You're thinking that I need help. Woman, you need help yourself. Because, no offense to you, but if you're not that mentally capable of handling the channel, then you should at least move off the channel. I know that for sure. Heck, that actually explains another thing, which I'll get into way later this year. And yeah, I know that because of that. And hell, I am not giving up because I know I'm mentally capable of at least handling stuff. Not all the way, of course, but I know I still got the drive to keep going. Her, on the other hand, does not have that drive, apparently. Like 1 week he's like, oh, happy and cheery, and next week he's boo-hooing. And that's not a problem. I understand people have mental illness. I have mental illness. The point is, it is just a very thing that I have to learn. You all have to learn, and I have learned, and blah, blah. Never use your mental health truly as a crunk, or a crunk, not crunch, but a cane. There's much more better, unless you need to, because part of, well, not, sorry, I know I'm messing that up, but my point is never use it as a support. Because, yes, your disorder does define you somewhat, but it's not your traits. Your action, you have to be held with your actions. If that was the case, then a lot of chaos, which I can't use an example of because it'd be crazy, would happen. That's just being truthful. Yes, I have autism, but I don't use that as truly as a thing. I just tell people I'm autistic because I want them to know, just so they can be careful. And plus, also, it's just a trait, a little bit of a thing I have. Not a trait, of course, but still, you don't use your mental health as a, crutch. There we go. I think I said it right. And like I said, the worst part about it is I can't get her out of my mind. That's actually one of the reasons why I've been a little bit depressed lately. You can never, and I've been trying to fight it in a way that, makes sense. Hold on, I gotta get some more water. We're gonna be talking a lot today, haha. Man, that's some good water. But of course, that happened. And, long story short, I'm like, the biggest issue I have, it's the biggest issue I have, is I don't know what to do with the club on DNR because I'm the one who created it and run it. And the problem is, no one's listening to me because sooner or later I'm about to do a final snap at that thing. And I think I'll just give it an end of the year. But if anyone from that Princess Luna Nagago club can hear me, which I hardly doubt, what I want people to know is if they don't find out who I can promote as a leader on that club, because I'm going to promote it, I will delete that club. End of story. Because I can't run that. I can no longer run it because, I want to, but really, I don't know. And other than that, unless there's a way that Princess Luna Nagago can apologize to me, there's no way I can truly continue it. Princess Luna Nagago really hurt me. And I already know the problems with that. Okay? That's why one of the things I've been recently doing, and I have shown this, is, and people already know this, but recently in Jolly, my comic, I won't go into details, but you probably know, and I've been using Jolly not only for that situation, but I will be using it like the same way. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. It's actually easy. And I will be using that same situation for other things, people, if you know what I mean. But pretty much making the antagonists the people that are enemies to me. Which I know that's bad, of course. But, there's nothing I can do. because really she hurt me. She hurt me, and I want to apologize and an explanation because really, yes, I know there's some flaws there. I understand she was probably mad for me using her artwork. However, even that has a flaw with her, because that's being hypocritical. Why have I been using your other artwork for fucking thumbnails of other videos? It makes no sense. And I'm not the only one, too. Other people have did that before. So now it's a big deal? That makes no sense. And even then, I also have edited those thumbnails. Like, for example, I did a whole marathon of my first Frag Walk. I used one of her artworks and put letters on, and I did so with other ones as well. So what the actual fuck? It made no sense. And I know no one in the fan base is going to care. Because just like, the whole thing with the whole that feels crap, no one's going to care. They're just going to ignore me because we all know my very special work or something. If you understand My Hero Academia is invisible. That's pretty much it. Because no one's going to care. I'm literally a walking piece of glass. No one's going to care about it. There goes my fucking phone. I'm going to mute it because I get a lot of spam calls. What's with the beep boop beep? I'm going to mute this. Not like it's a bad thing. But still, it's a hierarchy disaster that happened. And it still affects me. It really does. And I'm going to try my hardest. I think I'm helping myself from, discussing this because I need to get this out. But when I discuss it out beforehand, no one still listens to me. I even discussed that on the club. Holy crap, no one cared. No one cared. Which is fucking stupid. It hurts, and it still hurts to this day. But I am trying to move forward with it. I just wish, and I only ask this, I just wish she can just give me an apology. Because really, I don't think she will, because she's not seeing how hypocritical she was. Because I think I still do think to this day she used me, and I hope he does learn from it that he should not be using people. And I've been getting help. He's the one who needs to get help. But, oh my gosh. But anyways, that happened. And then the next thing that happened, which then in spring/summer, and that's when things really got tense. Like, because this wasn't this was an online thing. This was actually real life that's happened. But then next in the spring to summer, I had a very big realistic live issue happened. What happened, to be exact, was literally I had new next door neighbors, because the previous one, he got kicked out. I'm not going to get into his business. I mean, I talked about this before, and I'm very thankful that at the end of the year they moved out. Because, and let's be honest, the reason why, and I will admit this, it was me, because what the hell they were doing. So, for those who do not know, because it's actually kind of a silent story, I actually talked about it before a little bit, but this is the first time I'm fully going to tell the story. A couple of months back in the summer and spring, there was 2 new neighbors that moved in because blah blah blah. There were 2 females. I knew from the start I should not trust those people. They were banging on my doors. Well, not banging on my doors, but on walls. They brought a cat in, which is not bad, and the cat is still here. That's not really a bad thing, but they were getting on my property and stuff. It was just awful. And then finally, one day, I had enough. And I complained to the office, because I just told them, hey, can you at least tell them to stop arguing? Because it wasn't just banging, walls. They were arguing. Now, banging walls is one thing, but arguing is a whole nother story, because that brings back trauma from my own past. And we'll get to that in a bit. But when I did that, and I'll tell the story right up front because this is a fucked up story. So when I did that, I went back to my house, and the woman was literally saying the main troublemaker because apparently, and let me back up and explain. There's this. She was young. She was very young. I think she was probably younger than me, but she was small. And she seems to be the bully out of the two because I don't think the other woman was trying to cause me trouble, but that other woman, I think they were sisters or cousins. But she was, who is actually taller than even me, was literally, no offense to this woman too, was curled up to a ball because the little one was, and again, no offense to her because I also understand there could be some things, but still, yee. And I even questioned me how the fuck these people got in. So, anyways, to make a long story short, she was literally sitting up there and she literally yelled at me, "Hey, you better not do that again." So I finally decided to truly stand my ground and told her, "Hey, listen, this is not, I only did that because I'm getting tired of your noise." And, I mentioned, it's just so funny because she, we got in a little argument and then she asked me, why am I still here? Because, the whole, because I mentioned that to her, if you know what I mean. Roll back to the screen if you want to know what I did that for. Anyways, and she didn't ever let me answer because I had enough. I was literally starting following her. Yeah, I literally did that because I was like, no, we gotta finish this conversation and blah 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 and stuff. And it got to the point we got into the office. I was like, yeah, I literally told the staff, yeah, this is about to get intense. And the staff was like, you know, hey, blah, blah. Luckily, they did solve that. Luckily, and I did get in trouble, but I really did stay. I was going to call the cops. And fun note, and I'll mention this also later in the story, because she also did this again. But she was like, "Look, I'm sorry," and blah blah blah. Look, okay. Here's the thing: when you mean sorry to someone, you gotta truly prove it. Okay. Luckily for me, I am very much somewhat a merciful person. Because, if it really was an accident, if you really see guilt out of that person, they're like, sorry, it's like, okay, it's fine. Especially if it's not a bad thing and stuff. And, I mean, I'll still get a little annoyed, but still, this person didn't mean sorry at all. You can tell by her stupid face, her stupid son of a bitch face, or rather a daughter of a bitch, because she's also a bitch, that she did not mean sorry. And I could tell. That is even funnier since you know me. I'm not freaking autistic. That's like not even a stereotype. That's actually a fact that we don't have. And trust me, I still have that little bit problem. I could definitely tell she was trying to slide out of this. Nope. So you might be wondering, Floxcat, how you were able to manage to get them out? Simple. Even though I actually couldn't do this, I actually need to find out. But yeah, I was trying to find out how to get freaking fucking screen order on it. That is actually a fact. I was literally, because no offense to the office, because they did help, but they weren't doing much. I was like, no, I don't care what you guys were saying. I'm glad you're trying to solve this, but no, I'm crossing a line there. Those people need to learn how to shut up. And it got even worse because then another day happened. And remember the whole cat thing I mentioned? They were on my property with the cat, and that's fine. Again, that is fine because later on the cat had a better ending than them two. But I was like, no, because during one of the arguments, there's like, don't be on my property and blah, blah. So I was like, okay, no hypocritical. You're off my property now. And I actually kept that because I was literally, because again, I don't want to get beaten up. And that's the thing. I was actually feared for my life because really, I don't want to fight this person. If you fight someone, you're going to go to jail. If you literally defend yourself or literally just take the punches, you're not going to go to jail. That's pretty much easy rocket science. And I don't know what this person can do because I don't think he's going to use fists. I think he might be having a knife because earlier I heard that he was using, drugs. I won't say what it was and blah, blah. That was just a rumor I heard, but I did heard one of them said that. Which, once again, begs the question how the hell they got even into this system. So to make a long story short, I was like, no, that's enough. I am calling a freaking thing. And the office were trying to do whatever they can to try to stop me from it. I know that. Because they were like, no, well, they weren't do that because they wouldn't blame me. They weren't completely mad. They acted like, yeah, I'm not surprised they're doing this. But literally, like, one time when I came home, one of their businesswoman, whatever, she was a nice lady, by the way, was trying to tell me, you're safe, right? And blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, especially now because they also called the police on them, by the way. Hell, you remember another thing, which I'll get to that later. I talked about how the police was literally by my house, which wasn't a surprise because at the day they were actually supposed to get kicked out from that day. But they wouldn't move, so they had to wait until the weekend to get their stuff moved. But to make a long story short, the happy ending to that is at least they're out. But that caused me so much stress because there's multiple reasons. One, I don't want their arguments in my fucking video. That's final. Because I don't want you guys to hear it, let alone even without that. That's not even a main issue. I don't want to hear that crap. I don't want to hear that during night. I don't want to hear that ever. And I still respect my freaking neighbor. I don't want him to hear me argue, and I don't want to hear his stuff. And we respect that, our new neighbor. Which he's a nice guy, by the way. So, yeah, that's not going to fly. And literally, I still kept this. I wanted a restraining order. Because no. And of course, as I stated, I never got it because I didn't know how to. But I was literally, I cannot joke to you. I was literally looking up fucking restraining orders, how to figure out how to file one because bullshit and stuff. That's how bad it was. But luckily they got kicked out. But even then, now, unfortunately for the staff, when they left the house, they wrecked it. That's how bad it was. They wrecked it very hard. They left like a bumper sticker, which I recognize because I have the bumper sticker on my Wii U for decorations, even though at least I put it on a Wii U and not a wall, which they did. They literally shoved trash in the washing machine. Not the washing machine, I meant the dish machine. You know what I'm talking about, the dishwasher. There we go. No joke. They had, like, I haven't seen the other crap they did, but it took them a very, very long time. They had to rush because this month, apparently, the inspection is coming. And as you can tell, even though my background kind of quickly, well, my house is clean. It's fine. It's not that bad. I mean, I just got a pillow and a freaking boombox Bluetooth headphones because I'm with company and still, but that happened. And the reason why I'm mentioning it is that stress cost me a lot more trouble. I was able to do my videos, but that stress cost me a lot of stress. And then we come to also near the ending where another thing popped its ugly head. And this one is very effed up. This is another thing that actually has been talked about. It involves a certain person called Brave New World. And buckle up with this one. Holy crap. So, for those who do not know, Brave New World was an account who, like I said, I won't go into too much details, was going too much. For those who do not know, one of the reasons why I might be getting a little bit more popular now, in fact, I'm actually next week I'm going to do it, but, I had to waste this week because, God did this video. And I'll get to that what. But I've been following GP Reed's Fury videos and, of course, Mikey Lugo's Fury videos. And, in fact, all that. And I've been doing the Fury videos. In fact, I still do them to this day. The problem is, however, this guy was taking the ARG a little bit too serious. Because it was an ARG. Hell, it turns out even with this, and a little bit of spoilers, but, I'm going to be fourth wall break as hell because I learned that from who. Turns out that even that freaking Naomi account was even run by freaking Grant. That's insane. But anyways, what ended up happening was during that same day when the police finally came to tell them, hey, you're going to get kicked out no matter what, the neighbors, pretty much it's like what can happen. I looked out And it happened during my lunch. And it definitely involved me, which, in the end, it was still fixed. I don't know what happened afterwards because I don't know what happened outside. But what happened was I did my video, and I know exactly what the video was. It was the latest symbolism, GP Read symbolism video, probably the last one, but I'll probably still do more later. Where apparently Brave New World was attacking this fan of Grant's. He was attacking this person so much that he literally doxed this person on my channel, or technically the video. Make no joke, he did that. And when he did that, at the time, I was literally at lunch. I didn't know what's going on. Literally, I was at work when all this happened. And you know that when I'm at work, I barely even pay attention because the internet even there sucks. But anyways, I literally saw this crap happen. I saw this crap happen when I got home. I was pissed off because I realized, holy shit, I was going to get cops called on me for that. Which obviously didn't happen, of course. Though it's kind of funny that the cops still came near my house for another reason. That's funny. But still, and I'll still say this, and I said it during a update video on that. I'm still shocked at the fact that even YouTube didn't look at that and remove it, because, and I'll get to another thing later, because there's other things that happened this month too. But I was dead center shocked that they move another comment, but they removed that despite it had, doxing, the thing that shows our people information. But then again, like I said, and I'll still say this because I'm no longer surprised, YouTube is a son of a bitch. They removed the freaking dislike button, and that just shows how bad it is. Like, they didn't even try to even truly remove it. They just removed the numbers. And that's saying something, but whatever. Anyways, to make a long story short, that shit happened, and everyone's in panic. We had to go. I definitely had to go on a hiatus of the GP Read Theory videos. It was really bad that even Grant had to post out a video on that. And that fucking stupid. And well, not him, but Brave New World was fucking stupid. And like I said, I'll still say this, and I have it on record. I would blame him for misunderstanding and thinking this was, because he was thinking that this was like I thought the freaking Dad Feels was a flipping gold, but it wasn't. It never was. I'm never going to be a part of a fucking gold. My religion is Christianity, even though I'm a little bit of a bent on that. Like, seriously, I feel like I might go to actual hell, but for reasons being my bisexuality and queer, even though that still is being questioned. But fucking Christ, we're not in a fucking cult. That was never the thing. Hell, I'm the perfect example of that because I broke the fourth wall. I even broke the fourth wall now. Like, and by the way, this goes back to why I don't have toxicity on my fucking channel because of that shit. And hell, if you thought I was bad when I did that whole thing with the whole Dad Feels crap, well, at least I wasn't trying to cause any harm, unlike this guy. Like, holy shit. And it wasn't really that bad because it was handled, but holy crap. It was just a messed up situation. And that caused me a lot of stress because I was like, holy shit, what the hell? And the worst part is, this guy didn't even post it on Grant's or Naomi's channel. He did it on my channel because, and no offense to even Grant, because he was like trying to like even offend this, saying like, Fox get a few views. Look, no offense to GP Read. No offense to him. And I understand. I thanked him for this. But let's be real. I'm still underneath fucking 100 subscribers. Even then, not even 100 subscribers. I forgot the subscribe count. But I'm much that low. The reason why he did that wasn't because he was trying to show off. He was trying to offend himself because he knows no one watches my videos. Sarcastically speaking, I know people watch my videos. I'm seeing the freaking eye thing here with the whole stream there going up and down for how many views what the eyeball is. But let's be real, you know why I'm being sarcastic with that? Because it's true. I'm a very low rate channel. He did this out of cowardness because he knew that since my channel don't get views at all, in most cases, unless I hit a trend for some stupid reason, that's just one gold mine, a bunch of rocks, then there's no way he could get in trouble. He did get in trouble because, obviously I'm not that dumb. I even myself took screenshots of that and even get to even reads just in case evidence. Even already he already did that. But yeah, still he did that out of cowardness. And I won't go into too many details because good news is it was handled. But as you can guess, summer wasn't fun. It was a complete disaster. And then we have maybe other issues popping out in my real life as well, being that one major issue, which actually happened today, not big deal, but there's problems with, again, I live in an assisting living space. And apparently, one of the reasons why is because I can't drive at all. Like, I do have a driver's license, but unfortunately, I don't have a car, and even then, I probably should not be driving. I'm being honest to even myself here. I'm just being honest. There's a reason because I do kind of sick, but at least I passed my driver's license, so there's that. However, the problem is their scheduling with the grocery store. They're trying to fix it. I want to put it out, but they still haven't. And there was one point where I literally snapped on another day, and that was causing me trouble because uploading and stuff. And then the biggest hammer, which I actually talked about, which just sucks, is the fact that I got my first warning on here on the channel, which I'll admit, I'll suck it up and admit, yeah, I did be careful with that topic, which I can't say because I guess the reason why is they're even now trying to lock down even people saying that topic. That's probably the reason why. But luckily, like I said, the good news was it wasn't a strike. It was just a warning, which is a good thing. But however, I was deeply upset because I thought I didn't do anything wrong. And it caused me a lot of stress because that means I had to do another video and replace that. And that's why now, by the way, if you're wondering why I do free videos now, including counting this, the live stream, that's why. Because I realize I gotta stop uploading every single day. It's nuts. You can't upload every single day. I mean, you can. You gotta use YouTube Shorts if you want to. Like, even then, let's be honest, I don't do that now. I need to keep my promise with that. But holy shit. And recently, also, to add fuel to the fire, as of right now, anything bad happened to me, I had two freaking nightmares happen to me on the same. I had two nightmares last night and the night before because I was so depressed because of bad thoughts. Holy crap. Like, holy crap. Like, yeesh. But with that all being said, I wanted to also side note, as you can probably tell when I'm explaining this, in fact, I do kind of feel a lot better, a little bit. I am doing better. I mean, I've been doing a little bit better. I've just been depressed a lot. But you can tell I'm doing fine, not that bad depressed. I mean, I'm still going. Heck, even like there's even proof just shows how not depressed I am. But I am also still suffering through a lot of depression because I think my issue is I need to stop thinking these negative thoughts. I really do. I need to try to think positive because holy crap, like I said, and it probably started earlier. It's probably started earlier in October when it started getting depressing, and after that incident at the grocery store. Won't say that, but that was the straw point of all that. But I think it started getting when I started to try to plan what will happen with this December 7th. And, also because really, I still feel like I have no justice, which is actually kind of true because I'll admit, I'll still apologize for the crap I did. I'll still say it because I know I was in wrong. And I know you never really should be asking, but I feel like I deserve apology mainly from the people I talked about here. I feel like I deserve apology from Dad Fields and all the major people that's connected to him, not G Period or Mikey. Heck, they're not really bad people at all. I want to count that out. Say that. Because really they're not. I'm friends with them. It's kind of interesting because they're out of three of us, I'm the only one who still really hates freaking Dad Fields' guts. However, I understand I was in the wrong, and I do want an apology for that because I still want an apology for being misled. That's what I want an apology. And if they don't understand, and I also want an apology because I missed something when I was talking about it. I want an apology for them saying that I was a fucking 12-year-old. That is proof. I have the proof of it. We all know that. I want an apology from that because I'm not 12 at that time. Hell, reverse the numbers. I was freaking. Well, actually, I was actually probably 20 at that time. But still, I was flipping, and right now I'm freaking 22. I was an adult. I want apologies from them also for embarrassing me like that. And also, I want apology for almost making me do fucking this. Because it's a true story. I am not making this up. And even if they think I'm messing this up, all I'm asking is a simple apology and admit that you're a little bit wrong. Because I understand what happened now. I still do. But my point is, I want an apology for A, being embarrassed, and B, literally, being misled. And as for the apology I want from Princess Luna Ninjago, I just want an apology for her, from her sake, to at least her admitting that she was hypocritical. And I just want her to apologize for the shit she let me put through. She put me through shit, and I want an apology for that. I really do. I really want her to apologize for that because really she let me. She put. I was trying to support her. That's the point, and she was a fucking idiot. And I admit I was also in the wrong in both situations, but at least I'm willing to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for screwing that up. I'm sorry for game jacking. But really, I don't know how to say it because even then, I also had to delete that fucking, which makes things worse because one of the other reasons why I made that game jacking account was it wasn't even a game jacking account. I was trying to make it to where I talked about because I was into ARGs until fucking that Fields kicked me out of it, including the rest of the people, namely Nexpo did, and also a little bit of Nightmind too. So I want, and now I'm back to it, but really I want an apology from them. I want an apology from that. But I'm only asking because I know I'm not going to get one. I'm never going to get one. I know I'm never going to get one. If they do apologize, then okay, I'm wrong. But I know good and well I'm never going to get one, and that's fine. I just wish I had my justice. That's all I ask. And that's actually kind of one of the reasons why I made Jolly in the first place. Other than other reasons, but I made Jolly a replacement to Witchcraft, but I'm using Jolly as my, because if I can't get the justice I at least want or technically probably even need for my mental sanity, then I'll just make one. That's fine. But it's all up to them. If they won't admit up to their mistake, that's fine. Because at least I'm admitting up to my mistake to what happened. And even then, I wasn't trying to cause chaos. They're the ones, and their stupid fans were the ones causing chaos. And as for what's going to happen with this channel, nothing. Well, other than the fact that I am still going to keep this whole free videos per week thing. And I might change it back to doing daily uploads until if I feel a group to. But most part is it's just gonna be more random videos on any day. But I promise to keep intact and stuff. And I got a lot planned. I still gotta do right now. I got 2 videos in plan for next week, or technically just one because it's gonna be easy. Though I do got two videos in plan. Let me rephrase that. One is, of course, me doing that freaking Maple game, which I still got. I did finally see that jump scare. Holy, it wasn't that bad actually. I was a bitch, to say honestly. But I still gotta do. I actually still gotta look into it. It's pretty much an easy story, I think. But I still gotta look into it, see what that story and kind of explain that game as well, and explain what's interesting about it. And I gotta get ready because it looks like Mandela Catalog is getting ready to release another video. Then, of course, which will happen next week. I will pretty much. Sorry, I was watching TV a little bit, but I will do a the next Mikey Lugo explain video, because holy crap, a big bomb just exploded on that ARG, and I'm glad that I was hold off from it, because I was like, I'm probably gonna do a sequence like. And then someone was like, I won't say who, was like, wait, just wait. And I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, boom, a big thing was just revealed, and I gotta do a video on that. So that's gonna happen. But anyways, long story short, I'm doing fine, and I kind of want to explain, what happened to me, why I'm down in the mood. But hey, at least this year, and I can guarantee it, I'm ending it on a positive note. A very good and positive note, because I am going to cry. But again, and I probably should have retitled this video because holy fuck. But I guess there are some positives to 2021. I mean, hey, at least I got my COVID shots. Yep, I got vaccinated, so that's good. But still, holy shit. This year has been rough. Hell, even the freaking Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, which you probably seen, I now got, and I'm finally playing Pearl. I'm still debating if I am going to do a freaking Let's Play of that fucking Brilliant Diamond, because I literally now, and I will admit this, I fucking dropped freaking Pearl. I might even do a freaking super early, not even complete the game review because of how bad it was. I may try again, but holy crap, it's just as hard as freaking Gen 4, and I'm not too surprised, but But still, thank you, everyone. Thank you, God Ultimate Account, and of course, thank you, whoever the fuck this person is. I think this was just a spam thing, because all it says is Vast Tech. What the fuck is Vast Tech? But thank you, everyone, and also a few who did pop by and stuff. I will be posting this live stream when it comes out and stuff. But still, thank you, everyone, so much for appearing. And again, I'm super sorry for making this video. I just gotta get this out to explain myself, because I don't know if you guys worry about me, and if you are, thanks, but don't worry, I am super fine. Just gotta push forward. That's pretty much the message of this video. We just gotta push forward. Do not worry about everything. Push forward. That's all we need to do. Anyways, snapping out of here. Bye.